What was once thought to be an easy victory is turning out to be a disaster for Putin and his military. Virtually no advancements made while losing its top military leaders. Ukrainian officials say they killed Russian General Oleg Mitayev during a fight in Mariupol, along with 7 other elite fighters directly under Putin's command. This comes after the death of General Andrei Kolesnikov last week. So now 4 Russian generals have been killed in 3 weeks, 13 officers overall. Couple it with the 8 generals Putin reportedly fired, and it looks like Russia's military leadership is quickly deteriorating. Joining us now is Brigadier General Anthony Tata, and he's the author of the book, Chasing the Line. General, thank you for joining us. So when you see 4 generals going down, and 1 is a big deal, we see 4, 8 are fired. Tell us what you think is going on in the Kremlin right now with Putin and his top staff, military staff.
Eric, great to be with you. The main difference between, for example, the U.S. Army and the Russian Army is our non-commissioned officer corps. That middle grade enlisted folks, that's the backbone of the U.S. Army. We have professional development for young privates and the corporals that then graduate into being sergeants and senior sergeants, master sergeants, command sergeants major. The Russian Army doesn't have that emphasis on the non-commissioned officer corps, which is the primary leadership in battle. Young lieutenants and captains also do a great job, but it's that non-commissioned officer corps. And so they're pushing these generals to the front line that are fighting and directing combat that our sergeants direct. And so that's the big difference here. And they're, you got to give the Ukrainian army and resistance a lot of credit here too. I commanded Ukrainian soldiers in Kosovo, and they're very tough fighters.
You're general, you're watching all this is going on. I'm watching and I'm seeing, everyone's saying Ukraine is fighting them off, but I'm seeing more and more buildings being destroyed. I'm seeing civilian installations, hospitals, maternity hospitals, schools. It looks like destruction is happening. Is Russia winning, or is Ukraine not losing?
I think Ukraine's not losing. I think what you're seeing is the asymmetry and the fight here. Russia's got the jets and the artillery and the rockets and the cruise missiles. They can create destruction in a big way. Ukraine has the passion, the spirit. They have the local knowledge. They have networks where they can, very much like our Revolutionary War, running guns along routes that the Russians don't even know about, and they have interior lines of communication, as it's called in warfare planning. And so the Russians have met resistance that they did not expect. They probably underestimated the Ukrainian army, and what we're seeing is this asymmetry. For example, Eric, the Western airfields that were bombed the other day, they were bombed by airplanes that launched cruise missiles from Russian airspace. And so that's the asymmetry that you see in this battle right now. And you've really got to hand it to the Ukrainian army and men and women who are taking up arms and fighting.
General, I want our control room to play a couple of videos while I ask you this next question. One, it's where the tank blew away a civilian standing there, then the Russian army killing someone with his hands up, and then the third one being the people laying there when they're in bread lines and they were killed. General, as we talk about this, Biden said, yes, Putin is a war criminal. You, as a general, what happens when this is over? Someday this will be over. Whether Ukraine is part of Russia or it's part of a sovereign country, it goes back to that. How do you prosecute what is clearly has become a war criminal in a Vladimir Putin? How do you get him, and how do you prosecute him?
Yeah, well, you have the Geneva Conventions, and these are clearly war crimes that you're showing on the TV right now. And so if Putin has ordered these actions, and the generals and leaders on the ground that ordered these actions have to be captured and tried, much like we captured and tried the Nazis in World War II. Or even a more relevant example is post-Bosnia, the Serbs invaded Bosnia. People forget about how brutal that conflict was. I was there in 95, 96, where you had the Serbs coming into Bosnia-Herzegovina, Croatia, Kosovo, and later, a few years later, with tanks and heavy artillery. It was very much the same thing. We went after the leaders of the Serb army and had them tried at the Hague. So that's the process here, and the law of land warfare applies. And certainly we need to have some leadership
there are a lot of people,
in this
General,
administration.
There are a lot of people who would love to see one Vladimir Putin, 5'5", being tried by a military tribunal like that. Brigadier General Anthony Tata, thank you for joining us.
Thanks, Eric.